Hello, it's the second week of Christmas month. The second week of Christmas. Santa Claus sent me. No, of course not. It's a fantasy or fiction, I would say. But maybe it is non-fiction for very young children, perhaps. Today's idioms. Okay, again, there are two. First one is to cut up, to break up, to chop up, to chew up, etc. La 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 up. Those forms are kind of similar to tear up that we studied last week. So let's see. The example sentence here is, okay, before making stew, that's the dish to eat, right? I first cut some meat up and pan fry. So cut up the meat. Or, okay, I broke up a big piece of chocolate and shared with others in a chocolate factory. Isn't that wonderful? Okay, another one, let's say, hey, chop up some wood and put them into the fireworks, please, because it's chilly here. To make a fireplace warm or to make the room warm. I asked them to chop up some wood. Okay, that's the old days. Today we use gas or electricity, something like that. Although in some European countries, they start to use some wood or I forgot, how do you call it? Some, oh my gosh, my memory. I can't believe. You know what it is, right? Coal walls, that's right, coal walls. The black little like a stone kind of thing. Yeah. Why? Because they're not having enough natural gas to burn because Russia stopped sending it. So they are going back to the ancient time, but unfortunately that would make our atmosphere or the air contaminated. And the atmosphere temperature is rising because of that. How ironic, isn't it? However, another word, let's say, oh my goodness, my dog chewed up my towel. Well, many people in America have an excuse like that. Well, they didn't do the homework. The school gave them, but it's oh, my dog chewed up or ate my homework for excuse. Okay, the second idiom today is to eat up, to clean up, to dress up, to tie up, etc. For example, I was so hungry that I ate up a whole roast beef, about 1 kilo. My goodness. But I often do that. Well, I used to do that. Okay, let's say, when I'm tired, I just leave the mess without cleaning up after finishing the cooking and eating, and then leave the mess there until next morning. I sometimes do that. My goodness, I shouldn't. I should clean up before I go to bed, but sometimes I forget purposely. Today's words. First one is minority. That means smaller number or smaller part, less than half. For example, okay, the sexual minority people are also having many different groups and categories. Another word would be, okay, in the United States of America, at least used to be, that are all colored people except white people used to be considered as minority. Okay, but today, for example, in the state of California, I think Hispanic people used to be the largest minority, they say. But today, when you count how many people are there, they certainly have become majority these days. In the future, I think in the United States, I think a majority of people are going to be people of colors. Not one particular color, but a different color. That means not white people, I think it's going to be in the future. I don't know when it's going to happen, but definitely the United States of America is going toward that direction. Okay, the last word today is fiction. Probably you've heard of it. For example, do you enjoy reading works of fiction rather than true stories? So fiction is kind of a fantasy, not a true story. But if you say non-fiction, that's usually talking about the true story or histories, etc. For example, many fictional stories have become movies, as well as non-fiction, of course. Which do you like better? Well, I like both of them sometimes. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you very much, and see you next week. Good night or goodbye now.